Welcome back. Now that we have toured Edwin Coe Spirits and learned more about the business, we're going to try out some of their product. And I am back joined by their owner and distiller, Joe Collins. Hi. Okay, so now the fun part. We have been learning about your spirits, and we are sitting here right in front of your still. So share with us a little bit deeper about your process.
So we are a traditional grain-to-bottle distillery. Not all artisan distillers, even though they claim they might be, are not grain-to-bottle. You'll see large black totes behind us full of grain. We mill everything on site, ferment it, distill it, bottle it, hand label it, everything right here in the building.
Wow, that is awesome. And of course you have such a wide variety of so many different spirit selections, and we're gonna do a little taste. So where should we start?
We should start from the right, move our way left.
Okay.
The first spirit is our vodka, over here.
Oh, over here,
Yep.
okay.
Corn-based vodka. We're in Indiana after all. A lot of vodkas are made from rye or wheat, but this one's gonna be a little sweeter, a little more caramel vanilla, kind of a buttery round mouthfeel to it.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do like that caramelization that's on it. Yeah, that makes it, you can drink this on ice if you like it direct. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is good.
I always try to make all the spirits, not just the vodka, but all of them without any bite to them.
Yes.
So yeah, so as we go through the whole lineup, and they get easier as you drink a little bit more.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, I try to make them without any bite, so they're really easy and light and refreshing.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. What's our next flavor?
The next is the gin. I call it my gateway gin. It's actually called soft gin. It's just,
yes. What is that? Soft gin.
It's a term we made up.
Okay.
Yeah. It just means that it's soft. It's not a London dry, which a London dry is going to be sharp and dry and bitter.
Okay.
And heavy on the junipers and coriander and anise. And mine's just going to be much more light. It's made from the vodka, actually. So you're going to have that same buttery roundness, but then you're going to get a little citrus and a little bit of the juniper. It's going to be a little bit easier.
Okay, let's do it. Yes, and it has that floral texture to it. But that's interesting. Something you said, which was it's made with, you say similar notes or a little bit of that vodka.
It's made from the vodka.
From the vodka.
So gin is basically essential oil vodka. So you make your vodka, you put all your botanicals in, and you let them steep for a couple days, and then you redistill it. And all the oils from all the botanicals sublimate through the column, and now you have all the oils from your botanicals in the gin.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's made from the vodka.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next
And
up.
then we have our white rum. It's a Caribbean style white, so most whites are made in the United States are made from blackstrap molasses, which is the junk that's left over after they refine sugar. And mine's actually made from certified organic sugar cane.
Oh, okay.
So it has a much more Caribbean style flavor to it.
Ooh.
It's a full flavored
yeah.
white, so it's not going to be sharp and dry. It's going to be more of that roundness, a little sweet.
Has a little husk to it.
Yeah.
But yes, I could totally see this in what, pina colada? What do you make with rum? Pina coladas, a little
a lot of our
mojito
beach style drinks, mojitos, and we transition every season with different drinks, but the rums always has some sort of Caribbean, beach flair
perfect
to
for
it.
summer. Love it.
Then we have our barrel-aged rum, which is our full flavored white rum, and then it's been aged in a used whiskey barrel for about a year, give or take.
Okay, okay.
So. We're also going up in proof as we go across, so they're gonna get warmer and warmer.
Okay, I was about to say, this is a lighter bourbon. Like it doesn't hit, it's not putting air on my chest.
Yeah.
This is nice. This is, what is this one called?
It's an aged rum.
Just an aged
But
rum.
I call it my dessert bourbon.
Yes.
Yeah, you hit it right on the nose.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because it's a little sweeter and a little less harsh than a whiskey, but yeah, it's still aged, so.
Nice. All right, what's next?
Now we are on to our flagship, which is our Old Co. This is my great-grandfather's Prohibition whiskey that I started making 10 years ago. It's gonna be very caramel vanilla, very smooth for a whiskey in particular. It's at 90 proof, so it's definitely gonna be a little hotter than the ones we tried before.
Okay.
But clean and smooth. Caramel vanilla, a little oak and smoke.
Yes, it reminds me of like a little fireplace or something, right? It has that smoky taste to it. And so tell me, do you all offer tastings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Share
So we
with me about
offer
that.
flights on the regular menu. When we do our tours in the fall and winter, we also do a flight at the beginning of every tour.
Yeah.
So talking spirits with the guests is one of my favorite things to do other than make the product. So,
yeah, and so the tour includes getting back there and being able to see what happens.
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Absolutely. We go very in depth with the distillation process during the tour.
Yes, and so tell me a little bit about the distilling process when it comes to the amount of time that it takes to get from, you say, grain to bottle.
Sure.
Yeah.
So vodka, anything clear is about 2 weeks from grain to bottle. So once you've milled it and fermented it, or mashed it, fermented it, and then distilled it, vodka by law has to come off distilled at 190 proof. So we're drinking it at 80 right now, but by law it has to come over 190 or higher. Mine usually comes off at 192 and a half.
Okay.
And then from there you'll make your gin and you'll proof it down to about 100 and add your botanicals and then put it through the gin still, which I have a dedicated gin still because gin makes everything smell like gin. Otherwise you have to clean it all the time. Most of the process is pretty similar, and then when you get into the aged products, that's when things really get interesting because every barrel is different. And so as you're mashing and fermenting, and especially once you've distilled the product, you have a sense of what it's going to taste like once it's been aged, but it sits in a barrel for 2 years. And even if the barrels come from the same cooperage and the same wood source and everything, and they're barreled at the same time and they're harvested at the same time, each barrel is going to be different.
Okay.
And so that's what's really fun. So that's actually our next product is a single barrel Old Coe.
Yes, okay.
So the first one is blended, where I've taken several different barrels that I thought would blend really well together and I've put them together to make a single product. And this is a single barrel, so this is kind of a standout barrel. When I harvest some barrels, I taste them all and think, that one has all the characteristics that I want all by itself. I don't need to blend anything, and that's what we have here.
So is this your favorite?
Yes, it's also quite a bit hotter. So this is gonna be about 117 proof.
Oh, wow.
So the last one was 90 proof, this is gonna be 117, so it's gonna be much, much warmer.
Oh, yeah, I can smell it.
Much more concentrated flavor.
It gives it, though, there's like a cinnamon vibe to like red hot.
Yeah.
That's that heat, right?
Single barrel is my favorite way to drink it.
It makes it a little spicy, a little fun.
If you have something that's that high proof, if you take a large ice cube and drop it in your glass, then as the product proofs down, you're gonna get different flavor profiles. So when I drink it at room temperature, I get a lot more, like you said, the spice. I get a lot more caramel vanilla. And as it starts to proof down, I get more of the leather, more of the fruity notes as it starts to proof itself down as the ice melts.
Wow.
So drinking it single barrel is really fun way to drink any kind of aged product.
That makes it more, how you just described it, makes it more fun.
Yeah, more dynamic.
To drink it on that big old chunk of ice, because it does give you different
over the 20, 30 minutes you're drinking it, definitely the flavor profiles change the whole way through. Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
The next is our high rye bourbon. This is brand new.
Okay.
So it's going to be a similar flavor profile to the Old Coe. It's very heavy on the corn, but for a bourbon, it's really heavy on the rye. Most bourbons have either none or a very low percentage of rye. Mine has 38% rye, so it's going to be much spicier.
Okay, sounds good.
Still clean and smooth.
It is,
Like I said, I try to make all the products very clean, easy to drink at room temperature and without ice or any mixers.
And so how much rye does this one have in it?
The Old Coe has no rye.
No rye, and this one has 30%, you say?
38%.
Huh.
And the rye gives a much spicier flavor profile, which we'll definitely taste on the next one. It's 100% rye.
Oh.
And it's my favorite actually. So I started making my great-grandfather's product 10 years ago, but I like rye whiskeys.
Okay.
So I kind of took the same thing and the same process and used rye instead of corn.
Okay, that's so good, because I didn't really fully know the difference between the rye and like a Kentucky would be the opposite of a rye.
There's 42 different types of whiskey. It's your large overarching category, and then you have individual types of whiskey inside that. You have rye whiskey, you have single malt, you have corn whiskey, you have all kinds of different types of whiskeys.
Okay.
So yeah, the next one is a rye whiskey, where it's going to be 100% rye and it's very spicy.
Wow.
It's my favorite by far.
Yeah, so these are the bourbons, and then we crossed over to the whiskeys. Okay, and that change, it really is there. All right. Woo!
Yeah, so this one you get a lot more of the pepper, a lot more heat.
Woo-hoo.
It's only 90 proof compared to the single barrel. It's 117, but it almost tastes hotter just because of the rye.
That one has some kick.
Yeah. And it's interesting how you change the whatever you ferment, whatever you distill, it changes.
Right.
Like I make my vodka out of corn, and it gives it that buttery round flavor. But if you have like a potato vodka, which most people think vodka, they think
Right,
potatoes,
yes.
has an oily consistency to it. And wheat vodka has a similar oil to the potato, but also has more of an earthy tone to it.
Okay.
So if you like a wheated bourbon instead of a rye bourbon, like my high rye, that's gonna have more of the earthy tones to it compared to the spice that mine's gonna have.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, I enjoy learning about your different spirits and also tasting them and getting the descriptions. That was amazing, Joe. Thank you. And I'm excited to continue this lesson and this learning with you as you just kind of dig deeper into your distilling process and also how you make each and every one of these selections.
Absolutely.
If you would like more information about Edwin Coe Spirits, we'll have their website listed below. You can come into their dining area, taste the different selections, and also find them at different retailers across Northeast Indiana. We'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Edwin Coe Spirits.